All right, here we go. This is Chapter 10 review. This is day 1. Tomorrow we will finish Chapter 10 review, and we will test on Monday. Test on Monday. All right, here we go. I don't care. We'll be fine. Okay? 1 through 5 is all about naming the circle stuff. Okay? So, if they ask for the name of this circle, what's the name of this circle?
Circle.
It is circle, C-I-R-C-L-E-T, or you can say Circle T. That is his name, Circle T. Okay? All right, name the radius of the circle. There are how many radii?
2. 3.
There are 3 up there. Okay, they are what?
LT.
I'm going to say TL, TN, TM. Those are the 3 radii of the circle. Okay, what does a chord mean, by the way?
Like a little, it's a line.
It touches both sides of the circle. That's it. So a radius is not a chord, right? Okay, how many chords are there?
There's just 2.
There are technically 2. The one that's really evident is JK, but technically LM is a chord. Okay, if you guys are going to mess around, you're going to go out of this room.
Quit horsing around.
Okay, I'm done. I'm ready for business. Let's go. Okay, name the diameter of the circle. LM. Name a radius that is not a part of the diameter. TN. Those are like easy free points, right? Okay. All right, now they want us to find the diameter and find the radius of a circle. They give me the circumference. How do you find, this is a formula that you're going to need to memorize. How do you find circumference of a circle?
Circumference equals pi r squared.
2 pi r, or I'm going to say diameter times pi. Let's do that, right? Circumference is diameter times pi. Okay, they tell me that their circumference is 32, and I know that I take the diameter times pi to get 32, right? So how do I get D? Divide by pi. Take 32 and divide by pi in your calculator. Go.
I don't know.
10.2?
Zoom out.
10.2 is the diameter. What's the radius then? Divide that by 2.
5.1.
5.1, and that's in meters, by the way. Okay? All right, you do 7. Go. I'll give you a second, and then I'll check my answer. Oh, we got to get our own calculator out now. Do number 7. Okay, find one.
I don't know. Where?
There's one in this bucket right over here.
No, I'm using my.
Okay, fine. Okay, will you put your foot down?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, if I have to ask you again, you're staying after school. Figure it out.
Why are we testing on a Monday?
Because that's the way that it works. I don't know.
I bet it's like 21.3 or something.
What? No. 23.6
That's
is
wrong.
the radius.
That is so wrong.
You're wrong, buddy.
No, use your calculator.
What? Brady's wrong. That's weird.
Is that true?
47.2.
You're right. Okay? Good? All right, let's move on to 8 and 9. It says, but I'm not going to do it if you don't be quiet. I mean, you guys can do this as a homework assignment. That's totally fine. I don't care. Okay, it tells me the diameter of J and K are 8. Okay, so the diameter of J from here to here is 8. That tells me that from here to here is 4, and from here to here is 4. Okay, the other diameter, this guy is, what does it say, 12? 10. This guy is 10, so that means that this amount is 5, and this amount is 5. Okay, great. XY is
2.
It's J.
3. XY is 3, doesn't it say? Right? XY is 3. Okay, so if XY is 3, let's label all the other stuff. What is
2.
this guy? Right here, this black piece. 1. What is this piece right here? 2. Yeah? They want to know what JX is. Which one's JX?
The tiny one.
1. They want to know what XZ is. XZ. X is from here to here?
10.
Yeah, 10, right? Yeah.
10.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, good? All right, 10, 11, 12. Go to this one, and they want to label major arc, minor arc, or semicircle. So JL. JL, this guy right here. It's a minor arc
It's a minor.
because it is how many degrees?
Less than 180.
Less than 180? It is how many?
92.
92 degrees. Okay, they want both of those labels. All right. LKM. Whoa, where'd we go? LKM. This all the way around. As a major, it's more than half a circle. He is major, but he is how much?
A lot more.
Oh, how do we know?
96.
Okay, I have to add all four of these together, right? What is this one that's not labeled?
It's
48. But hold on, we can go shorter than that. What is
Yeah.
this amount? Yeah, why it says 180 plus 48, right? Instead of adding all four of them, I know that's 180. 180 plus 48 is 228. Is that true? Yeah, perfect. Okay, last one. NL. NL is 180. That is a semicircle. Yeah? Doing okay?
No.
All right, I'm going kind of fast, but whatever. Okay, now, that was, are you listening? This was the measure of an arc by degrees. That was how to find the measure of an arc by degrees. Now they're saying what is the actual length, like how many inches is that, or how many meters is that, or how many centimeters is that, right? Okay, so here we go. They want EAB. EAB. How many degrees is EAB?
113.
Is 113. Okay. All right. But I want to know if the radius is 7. So if we're talking this distance right here, that's circumference, right? How do you find circumference? Diameter times pi, or 2 pi r, right? The radius is 7. So this would be 2 times pi times 7, or 14 pi would be the whole thing, right? But I don't want the whole thing. I only want how much? 113 out of 360, right? I multiply by the fraction of the circle that I want. So circumference times the fraction of the circle. 13.8 meters. That is the distance from there to there, that green one. Okay? All right, let's do the next one. If the diameter is 23, what would the whole circumference be if the diameter is 23? Circumference is diameter times pi. 23 pi, right? But I only want CB, and CB is how much of it? 99 out of 360. 19.9 millimeters. Okay, you two boys back there, shut up.
Us?
Yes.
We have not been having that.
Yeah, right now you have been. Be quiet. Everybody shut up. Just do the stuff. One more, and I'll just make you guys do this for homework. I don't need to sit here and do this for you. Okay, DCB is right here. How big is that?
180.
180. Okay, so the radius is 104. So that means if we take diameter times pi, that's 208 pi. Oh, times 180 over 360, or times 1/2. You could do that, right? What? What are you talking about?
140.
Oh, you could. Yes. Yeah, right. What?
427.
440. Do you see what Jacob just said?
I got 327.
Okay, 327 feet. Do you see what Jacob just said?
Yeah.
He said 208 is what we got for the diameter, but I'm going to take the whole thing times half. So he's like, you could have just canceled those out and just taken 104 times pi, right? Yeah, that's pretty brilliant. 327 feet. Okay? All right, good? All right, number 16. What do these little things mean?
That means they're equal.
Those arcs are equal, right? This arc is equal to this arc, but that's not what they're labeling. They're labeling this guy and this guy.
That means those are also.
That means those are also equal. So this equals 4. Let's add the 5 over.
Equals 9.
3x equals 9, and x is 3. Done. Okay? Interesting. Okay, 17. How do we do 17? You figure it out. How do we do 17? Tell me what to do.
96. Well, 360 minus 96, then divide by 2.
What?
90,
Yeah. So they figured it out. 23 is this guy, and 23 is also this guy. So that means this arc right here is the same as that one. So this is labeled X as well, right? Okay. If this is 96, what's 360 minus 96? What? 264. So that means this arc and this arc have to add together to be 264. So I divide that by 2, and it is? Each one of those arcs is 132. Awesome. Good. Beautiful. Okay. 18. Interesting.
I know what it is.
If this is the same as this, then this arc is 70. What's the measure of that? Hold on.
70.
Is it 35 or is it 70?
No, it's 70 because it's not all the way pulled back to the other side.
If you pull it back all the way to the other side, then it's half, right? So that angle there is, in fact, 70. If you only pull it back to the central angle will be the same as the arc. So it's 70. Got it? Good? That was 18. All right. They say that dB is 5. dB is the radius. Okay, when they do this to me, and they do this like 90-degree angle thing, I'm half tempted to like put another radius down there and make that 5 as well, right? So this is 5 and this is 5. It doesn't matter where I can put a radius over here if I want to, and it's still 5, right? Okay, so I'm going to do that. They say CA is 8. So this whole thing is 8, so this guy's 4, right? Okay? We don't know how far this is, right? But we can find it. What will it be? 3. It will be 3. Why? Because it's a 3, 4, 5. So then what will this guy be? 2. Because the whole thing's 5, right? Okay, so we got it figured out.
know that DB is the middle of CA.
Because it's a right angle.
Because if it makes a right angle, it has to split it in half. Good question. If it makes a T like that, then this has to be 4 and that has to be 4. Good question. Okay. DE is, what do we say, 3?
3.
EB is 2. What's AE? Oh, 4. Got it. 3, 2, 4. Nice. There we go. Now let's do a little more because tomorrow's short, and then we can do some whiteboards.
A little more.
A little more? Yeah. We can do a little more. Okay, 22. They want to know the measure of angle F. F is pulled all the way back. What's the rule?
So he's half of what
He's half of what this guy is. How do I figure out what that guy is?
subtract.
360 minus 140.
150 and 144 is 294. And if I subtract that from 360, that is how much? Don't tell me. 76.
No, 66.
66. You're right.
And then it's
66. So this is 66. So this is 33. Right? If it's pulled all the way back, it's half of what the arc is, right? They all add up to be 360. So we subtract those two from 360 and we get 66. This is what this is, right? Half of that. Got it? Confused?
Yes.
Oh, these two. Okay.
Are you confused?
Is this one?
Are you confused?
Is this the thing where they
Okay.
share ice cream cones?
23. They are sharing ice cream cones. They want to know the measure of angle M.
They should be equal.
M should be the same as what else?
6Y.
L.
L, because they are sharing the same pizza crust, right? So 7y minus 1 should be equal to 6y plus 3. All right, what should we do? Minus the 6y. I'm going to add the 1. She said it wrong. So y equals 4. Okay, but they want to know what the measure of angle M is. So I put 4 in for y. So 27 degrees, yeah? 27 degrees, okay? Angle J should be the same as what? Angle K, because they share the same pizza crust, right? Whatever. So 3x plus 5 should be the same as 4x plus minus 6. Let's minus the 3x
X is 11.
and add the 6. So 11 equals x. And if I plug him back in, let's see, right here. 3 times 11 is 33 plus 5, 38. Look at you go. We're just so fast. I think we should do this test tomorrow, actually. Get it out of the way. No? Why not?
have 2 tests tomorrow. I don't want to have 2.
Okay, whatever.
He gets down here.
All right. Okay, this is the one that everybody forgets. This is the rule that everybody forgets. Okay, I have a triangle going on right here.
Yep.
And they label this angle right here, and they label this angle right here. Do we know anything about this angle?
You know that those two angles make 180.
We know that this guy, we know this guy. Okay, look at his little ice cream cone. He is an ice cream cone to this arc. How much is this arc?
180.
180. So what's he?
90.
Has to be 90, right? He's pulled all the way back, right? He's always going to be a 90-degree angle. So inside that triangle is 180 degrees. So if I add this x plus this other 3x minus 10, that has to be 90, right?
Oh, wait, what?
Right? Because this is the other 90, right? So they all add up to be 180, okay?
So you just
So 4x, if I add the 10 over, is 100. X is
25.
25. Do we have to solve for anything? Oh, they want the measure of angle G and F and H. I know what H is. H is
90.
90. Okay, G is, or F is just 25, right? Okay, but I don't even have to plug in because these two have to add up to be 90, right?
65.
So 65.
3/4 is 75 minus 10 cents.
Sure, yeah.
We're done.
Yeah. Let's be done now.
Let's do these last two, and then we'll be done. Okay? All right, 28, 29. There's a rule here.
I got it.
What's the rule?
X and Z equals 180.
X and Z, the opposite ones make 180, right? So 4x plus 1 plus 99 equals 180. Right? So this is like 100.
Can't
Right
you
here.
just combine them? And
If I subtract 100, 4x equals 80, and x is 20, but that's not what they want. They want the measure of angle Z. So if I plug 20 back in here, 4 times 20 plus 1, 81 is what Z is. Okay? Good? All right, now these two across from each other are also 180, right? So 79 plus 5x plus 1 equals 180. 79 plus 1 is already 80. If I subtract the 80, 5x equals 100, and x is
I don't know.
20,
Oh, it is.
but they want me to plug back in.
So why'd you solve?
You know what?
Why'd you
You
solve
know
for
what?
X?
Why are we solving for x and y? We don't need to.
That's
so dumb.
That was my question. Why you were solving it again? But you didn't listen to me.
101, whatever. So dumb.
Or once you do one of them, can't you just add them all up and subtract them from 60?
Right. You can do that. Yeah.
Chloe,
Okay. All right, we'll stop there.
Chloe, can you go back to 19?
Can I also go out to the ag barn?
Right there.
You are not all going out to the ag barn. What are we doing?
Me and him have things to work
What do you have to work on?
on. Literally fell apart at lunch.
Does she want you out there?
She doesn't care. I promise. We'll go out there 4 periods in the morning.
So why
She
is
loves me.
All right, go.
why is EB 2? Wait a minute. Never mind. Why is BB 3?
Does she want you out there? All right, go.
Oh.
Homie, you're
because
too
it's
kind.
triangle.
Yeah? Good?
Okay.
Dylan.
Yeah? All right, goodbye, people watching this video.